Salutations, welcome to another video. So up to this point, I have been mostly producing videos for new players to help, and returning players, to help get you back into the game and stuff. And for me, actually coming back after taking another year off, I had to watch some of my own videos just to remind myself how some of the mechanics work and whatever have you. There's only so much that I can do because I'm not really going to be the person to do really high-end deep dives. You know, here's how to beat this guy at +4, this boss at +5, or anything along those lines. So I've got a couple of ideas for YouTube videos, and I'm going to put up a few videos here as proof of concept, and this is the first of that series. One idea I have is just to maybe go through some of my favorite build combinations, right? So my power set combinations that I really enjoy. And for my proof of concept, I will be using Brine Force, who is known as Aqua Force, but unfortunately they made me change the name, so Brine Force it is. The name might make, or the slogans that she says makes more sense when you think of her name as being Aqua Force. But anywho, and what we have here is a Water Blast Storm Summoning character. Yes. I am just drawing a huge blank. Dominator. So I do like Dominators quite a bit, and I think that they're really awesome. Actually, no, it's a Corruptor. Oh my gosh, Dominator. I'm getting old. Don't get old, guys. It's a Corruptor. Anyways, this Corruptor is a lot of fun, and you can kind of see here the different powers on the left and on the right. So we have Water Blast powers and then Storm Summoning here in very small. I'll go to the enhancements page a little bit easier to see because it takes up the whole screen there. You can kind of see mostly all the powers except for where my head is at, but where Geyser is located. But we have Aqua Blast and Hydro Blast. A lot of the powers in Water Blast, they give you tidal power, and then some of the powers will spend it. So, for example, if you do Water Blast, I believe, it's usually just an AoE that has a chance of popping people up, but if you've got 3 stacks of tidal power, it's guaranteed to pop them up. So, the Dehydrate will basically damage the enemy, damage over time, and heal you. But if you have 3 stacks of tidal power, it will consume those stacks and heal you for more. Storm Summoning is your control mechanism. So that is what we're going to use to slow down minions, keep them from attacking us, and make the character, in a manner of speaking, a little bit more tanky and whatnot. Now, this is a level 50 character, so you do see sets. My general rule of thumb is I give characters basically SOs up until around 25 or 30, and then I buy them all IOs to get through, the 40s. And then when we hit 50, I go out shopping and I buy them sets using mids to help me plan that build. So that's why you're seeing some sets on this character, and it is definitely going to give her some extra defense. We also have some of the other power pools over here, a little extra stamina here. This is a great place to hold your performance shifter for chance for more extra endurance, and your power transfer, which is your chance for self-heal. And then, of course, I have fly. You know, this is not the most optimal thing in the world to use 2 slots on fly, but that's what I did because I like to fly very quickly. Hover is mostly used for holding Luck of the Gambler and Kismet, which is going to give you an extra 2 hit, which is very valuable. And then we have like Shark Skin from Leviathan Mastery. 1, because it's thematic to the character, and number 2, because it's some nice extra defense that we can slot up there. We have some concealment powers, mostly for holding Lucks of the Gambler so that things can recharge faster. So that is a quick overview of the character, but we want to talk about how much fun this character is playing. I'm not necessarily the guy who gets all detailed and all gushy about how powerful my build is, because I don't actually think this is the super most powerful build in the world at all. But I can tell you what it is, and that is a fun build. So we're gonna just do a quick little mission together and talk about the build and talk about why it is fun. And if you like this kind of video, let me know, and I will eventually make more videos on some of my other favorite builds, or maybe just show off some of the new power sets. We can also do videos on the new power sets. Now, before my hero goes out into action, she needs to change into her superhero outfit, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then we will activate her defensive powers. It's good to have those handy. We'll activate fly too. Actually, I think that's hover. Need to turn on shark skin actually. And now, my friends, we are ready to zip off there. All right. So let's put on combat jumping too. I think that's defensive. Luckily, this mission entrance is right over here this time. With these Ouroboros story missions, I love Ouroboros. I did a whole another video on that earlier if you haven't seen that. When you're doing these story missions, it's not unusual to have many of the elements very much RNG'd up, including how these things are laid out. Now, this is a defeat all mission, so it would behoove me to actually stop and stuff and go back out here. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to restart this. I'll be right back. All right, I went ahead and set this to 3 players, which I've covered that on one of my recent videos, but you can change the difficulty down here and set notoriety. And so you can set your team size and adjust your levels of your minions and stuff. And I want to show off her control power, so I wanted there to be plenty of enemies. So we got this like nice group up here, for example. So we're gonna show off first of all how we can make them all go kablooey in the air like that. And that's gonna knock out a couple right there just to start off with. And then we're gonna show you how we hold them back with like snowstorm. We'll slow them down. Gale, if she'll do the animation here, we'll blow them all back and keep them on off their feet. Put a little more snowstorms there and just keep blowing them back. So this is how this whole class worked, especially in low levels where you tend to be really pretty squishy with classes like the Corruptor. I was able to get by utilizing these kinds of controls and just keeping them away. So you can see I got this set to ×3, and I can definitely handle that because I'm just going to keep them all under crowd control, like with freezing rain. We could throw down a whirlpool. All of this stuff works to slow them down. Oh, he thinks he's getting close. He ran out of there. We just blow him right back. So your Gale here under the control powers is a very fast recharging, big gust of wind that's very effective for blowing enemies back. Now, this character, most of my characters, the vast majority of my characters are solo-friendly characters, including this one. But that doesn't mean they can't play well in groups. However, if you do play in groups, you may not want to Gale too much. I usually, in groups, I'll use Gale as a last resort if I'm getting overwhelmed or something. In solo, I use it a lot more freely just to keep them away. So we'll go ahead and do another whirlpool here. Do a big old water blast like that. That always sends them for a ride. And because I have so many recharges on this character, that recharges rather quickly. If we take a look at the info, I think right now the recharge time says 1 minute 38 seconds, but I think it's already down to 30 seconds left. I think it's faster than that because of all the recharges and haste. So we are in a kill also. I'm going to be looking for carnies as I go along, and I talk a little bit more about the power. So as I mentioned before, you got tidal power for offense here. So as I shoot, for example, this beam and this beam, it'll say tidal power, and when I have 3 stacks, then certain buttons will light up letting me know, hey, if you use these powers, you'll get an extra benefit from doing so, which can definitely come into handy. For example, well, the tidal power wears off rather quickly. We'll see if we can make a quicker example of using the small AoE to get a free pop-up out of it. So if I do that AoE with her now, that should have popped up. I'm not sure if it actually got her on the chin, though. Might have missed. You gotta like Scourge with the Corruptor. They get low on life and they just start taking extra damage. So there we got some pop-up there. Go ahead and put some of this guys down. We have a Steamy Spray here, which just kind of does a damage over time, heaty, watery effect. He is kind of close, isn't he? We'll go ahead and push him away. Bye! So Water Jet, it's a, so my first three powers here, Aqua Bolt, Hydro Blast, and Water Jet are basically your single target bread and butter. Those are the ones that I'm constantly cycling through for single target damage. Then we have Dehydrate, which is good for keeping my health up. It lowers enemies' health while it increases my health. So we're going to go ahead and pop this on these guys here. Boom. We definitely got a good pop-up out of all of those guys. There's always a little guy who wants to prove himself. We'll close some of these distracting windows. But as you can see, it does a really good job of controlling. So as I mentioned, the fourth power is Dehydrate. The fifth power is Steam Spray, which is damage over time and gets everybody in front of you. And we just got a single guy here. Your AoEs mostly, Steam Spray will get a cone in front of you. I've never been impressed with the cones in this game, though. It always feels like it's just really a straight line. I don't never see a lot of width on a lot of these cones, but maybe somebody has like a different example. Wow, we got a whole bunch of people here. So we're definitely going to lay down some crowd control. And then we'll Superman punch a whole bunch of these guys. Boom! And just get a whole bunch. It makes it so much fun. Ragdoll physics, just so much fun in this game. And they just melt like butter. Now, to be fair, they're a little bit lower level than me, so that certainly does not hurt. Now, we've shown off Whirlpool, we've shown off Geyser, Water Burst. I think we've shown off all the damaging powers. Then as far as the control powers go, the Freezing Rain is what makes the slick on the ground. I love this, by the way. You see this in a couple of other powers too. Arsenal Control has like the thing that lets you throw freeze on the ground. It slows them down if nothing else, and then half the time, even as they're running through it, it's going to knock them over. And I think I just pulled the wrong guy, but that's okay. So that's super fun. And of course I've shown off Gale here. Now O2 Boost is used for healing other people. So if you're running in a group, you can use O2 Boost. I've taken that just for when I run in a group. It doesn't do any good. If you're only soloing this character, you can opt out of that particular power. Now, there's two big boys that I haven't been using really just yet. One is Hurricane. So Hurricane just surrounds you with the forces of this wind. Now this can be a little endurance heavy. You definitely want to use like endurance reductions and stuff like that. But what it does is it constantly pushes people away. This is a higher end power, but it's a good one to just keep people away from you. Now, when you combine this with things like Snowstorm and Gale Winds, there's almost no reason for anything to get a hold of you as long as your endurance holds up. That's always the key. So endurance, you can see why I did a bunch of endurance reduction and plus extra endurance. They just waste so much time even just trying to get to me. It's not even funny. Look at this. It's like watching the old $6 Million Man where he'd pretend to run fast, but he's really running really slow, right? And that's supposed to give you the illusion that he's getting somewhere. Yeah, that's what you're getting right here with these guys. It is hilarious. Now, I'm purposely dragging this out just a little bit. I should be doing AoEs if I want to get done with them faster, but I just wanted to show you guys just how much fun, with Hurricane and stuff, just how hard it is and how much time they waste and how much damage potential they waste because they're too busy trying to get to me. So let me finish off this Illusionist here. We'll go ahead and turn off Hurricane. As I mentioned, that does kind of drain a little endurance. I don't know what the secret is to beating these Illusionist people quickly. They are a bit of a tough cookie. All right. So there's one last power I haven't shown you, and that is Lightning Storm. And I believe it's kind of the capstone tier 8 or tier 9 power of this power set of storm summoning. and it is also a lot of fun. Again, and it's in combination with everything else. You know, in a lot of games, they don't let bonuses and stuff stack, but in this game, all these crowd control methods in this particular set really do stack well together. So, for example, we'll throw down, whoops, go and throw down some freezing rain, and then I'll throw out the lightning storm. I probably should have got that a little bit closer. So it puts a cloud right there, and what it'll do is it'll just occasionally zap one of them or two of them, just zap them down. If you see them just, boom, there it goes. Just lightning just hits these guys. It's hilarious and it's fun. You can just sit back here and watch the fun. Sometimes you just don't want to kill them. You just want to see what happens when nature runs its course. You know? You never know who's going to be the lucky winner. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to do a big geyser here. Shabam! There we go. But yeah, with all these powers together, it just becomes one heck of a combination of crowd control. And with fast recharges and stuff, I rarely have a problem getting something going again when it runs out of steam or it's time for a new fight or whatever. All right. So we've shown you most of the powers. I believe there's some guy left around here, and I don't. Oh, it must be upstairs. Let me try to. Aha! I knew somebody was taking some pot shots at me. Bad juggler. I think she's dead now. Okay. Let's see if we can find some more people to beat up on. But that's kind of a good overview of the powers and why I think the power set's fun. We'll show a few more fights here for the video purposes and archival purposes. And we'll also give you another little treat. One of the really fun things about City Heroes is the level of character customization. And using that, I've actually created a second kind of outfit, a color variation, if you will. This is going to give her the power of color. So there's a lot of color in her outfit there. And you're going to see there's also a lot of color in her powers. As you notice, her stealth steam is now pink or red. Almost magenta. So we will exploit that just a titch. Let's go up another floor. Hopefully we got all the ones on this floor. We'll go up another floor here. We'll find some more guys to beat up. And you're going to see, like, all of my powers. I'm going to use the powers here, and you're going to see different colors for a lot of the different powers. Big old red guys are there, yellow. And it's like I'm throwing paint. And this was inspired by, at the time that I made this character last year, Final Fantasy was talking about its new expansion, and one of the classes, like the illustrator or the painter or something like that, that uses paint strokes to draw pictures and kill enemies with the pictures and stuff. Pictomancer, right? And that seems like a really, really cool idea. And I love colors. So I'm like, well, what if I make my hero with lots of different colors? So all of her different powers have different colors. And it's just like she's throwing paint around instead of water. So instead of water blast, it's paint blast. Oh, look at all these guys up here in a row. Oh, this is beautiful. There's so many of them. Definitely want to hit him with the cloud here. And blow them back a little bit, get a little too close for comfort. We can't have that. Thought I saw my health go down a titch, but I guess it's okay now. I have to say, those big guys there, they're kind of tough. And they're just running through, and I need to put down some more ice here, I think. That'll make it a little bit harder for them to get to me. This is a pretty beefy fight here. Let's see if we can get some AoE out on the field. Did I say you could be next to me? No, I didn't. Come back here. Gotta love that Scourge power that kicks in there. So anyways, I think it's a super fun power set combination. What do you think? Have you played Have you played Water Blast or Storm Summoning before? If so, let me know what you think about each of those powers. Let me know if you like these videos or not, or if you'd like to see other ideas. I do have a couple more videos that I will get up hopefully over the next few days with some different ideas, like a news posting and things like that. So we'll take a look at those, and you guys can tell me what works for you and what doesn't. In the meantime, I'm going to fly back out here. Turn off my Sandy Hurricane there. And show you one more thing before we log out here. Yeah. One of the other cool things you can do is you can tell it what kind of trail you want to leave, including a rainbow trail. So there you go. Beautiful, gorgeous rainbow. I don't think the graphics in this game look dated at all. So there you go. But let me know what you think. Do you like the character concept videos and showing off the different fun power sets? And by the way, if you're looking for somebody to run with, to do Ouroboros missions in particular, I really enjoy doing those in small groups. You can feel free to Discord, friend me on Discord at JC Servant. I'll get you an invite to the Discord server that I run for the Proving Grounds, and I get on there on voice and at night a lot, and then you can come in and chit chat if you like, and maybe join me for a round of Ouroboros. And it's pretty level flexible. So let me know what you think, but I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you're having a good day, enjoying playing City of Heroes, and hopefully I'll get some more videos out for you soon. Have a good one.